Hey guys, before we get into the video, just want to showcase what you will be learning today. So all I did in this video, I made this little fireball ability, kind of spawns in front of you and then explodes in the distance. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to be covering damage or player animations or anything too complicated in this video. It's really just like super simple and easy, just the base. I really didn't use anything too complicated, just tween service and whatnot. So if you're interested in following along the video, I'm 100% sure you'll understand everything, so don't worry. If you don't want to follow along and you just want these scripts, I did paste it in the Discord server. You can just join it in the description section. I pasted the link. You can just join the Discord, copy the scripts if you're interested. If you do want to follow along and you have any questions along the way, you can just ask me in the Discord. You can DM me, you can ask in the comment section, all that stuff. But other than that, that's pretty much it for this video. And yeah, so that's what you'll be learning today. Thank you. Bye. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to make an awesome little, fireball ability type thing. We're not going to be working with the player animations because I think that that's going to be too much of a hassle for this video. I really want to keep it like extremely simple, like just basically step one. We're not even going to be working with damage either. We're literally just going to be working with creating the fireball, kind of just like sending it in front of you and then exploding in the distance. And I think that looks pretty cool by itself. We are going to be working with damage and animations in future videos, like I don't know, maybe next video if I feel like it. It's just for this one, kind of want to keep it really simple. So with that being said, we can dive straight into it. The first thing you want to do is go inside part and create a sphere. And I'm actually going to change a couple of things like the color, and I want the material to be neon, and I kind of like when it starts off kind of small. So that's basically it. I'm going to rename it fireball. So fireball, and inside it you want to put, oh my god, fireball, and inside it you want to put a particle emitter. And now this particle emitter is going to be like our flame effect. So I'm going to change a couple of things. First thing, the color, I want it to go from like red to, let's say, yellow. And if you can see, it kind of gives this cool little like flame fire effect. I think this looks really clean. So next thing, light emission, light influence, just keep it like this. You don't really have to understand it right now. Size, I do want to change it, and maybe like 1.3, just makes the particles a bit bigger. I think that looks cool. The transparency, I do want it to go from 0 to 1 like this. And this is because you see it kind of gives like this fading out effect, just gives it like this smoky fire thing. I think it looks really cool, so make sure you do that. What else? The Z offset, I'm gonna put it at 2. That kind of just like puts the particles in front of the part. What else? The lifetime, I guess it could be like from 0.7 to like 1.2 maybe. I think that yeah, this looks kind of fine. The rate, I do want to boost it up to like 100 to give this like really intense flame effect. I don't want it to rotate. I think the speed looks fine. I do want it to spread a bit, let's say from like -10 to 10. I think that okay, yeah, okay, it kind of spreads on the top. I think that looks pretty cool. I don't want it locked to part. I'm just going to show you guys what that does. So as you can see here, when I drag the part, the particles kind of just like follow it around. If we did turn on lock to part, it wouldn't. It would just like lock to it. But since this is a fireball, I kind of do want it to have a trail, so I'm just going to keep this off. Time scale is fine. Velocity inheritance or whatever, like everything else is fine. So I think that's it for the fireball. So that's good. I can just go ahead and drag it inside server storage. Now I want the fireball to spawn in front of the player whenever the player clicks, like let's say Q for example. So to do that, I go inside storage UI and put a local script. And first thing you want to do is define the user input service. That's just game get service user input service, and then you say uis.input began connect function, and if key.keycode equals enumerate.keycode.q, then you want something to happen on the server side. And as always, how do you connect a local script to a server script? with a remote event. So go inside here, you add a remote event, and I'm just going to call this fireball. And inside server script service, I want to put a script. Now inside the local script, I want to define the event. So local event is game get service replicated storage wait for child fireball, and I want the event to fire whenever we click Q. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this. I want to copy this line and go inside the script, paste it, and now we want to define what happens whenever the event is getting fired. So you say event.onServer event connect function, and you get the player. So whenever the event is fired, the first thing we want to do is clone the fireball. So we actually have to define it. So local server ball is just game get service server storage wait for child fireball, and then you want the local fball to be the server ball dot clone. You want the fball dot parent to be the game dot workspace. Now let's work on positioning it. The first thing you want to do is define the player root part. So local root is player dot character find first child humanoid root part, and the fireball dot position is going to be the root dot position plus the root dot cframe dot look vector times, let's say, 6. And you do want to make sure that the fireball is anchored. So just fball dot anchored is equal to true when it's getting cloned in the workspace. So as you can see now, if I hop in the game and I click Q, fireball kind of spawns in front of me, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So okay, that's done. Next step is to work on the first tween service. So the first tween service is going to handle the initial fireball increasing in size. So we need to define the tween service. So local tween service game get service tween service, and we want to create the first tween. So local t1, or I guess ti1 for tween info 1 is tween info.new. The duration, I do want it to last like 2 seconds. I want the easing style to be quad, and I want the easing direction to be out like this. Okay, so now local goal 1, my goal is for the fireball.size to increase, right? And we all know that size increases in x, y, and z, so we need to define that. So I just say local x is fball.size.x, y is fball.size.y, and local z is fball.size.z. So my goal 1 is vector3.new x plus 5, y plus 5, z plus 5. Ooh, sorry. Okay, local tween goal 1 is going to be size equals to goal. Goal 1. That's my fault. Local t1, so tween 1 is tween service create, and we're going to work on the fireball, the ty1 and the tg1, and then I want t1 to kind of play. So if you open in game, I'll show you guys what that looks like. Kind of just spawns in front of us and just increases inside in a quadratic way. So that was like quad. I think this looks awesome already, but I just have a little problem with the particles kind of looking weird at the beginning, and that's because whenever we're cloning the fireball, the particles take like a certain amount of time until they reach like their maximum intensity. To fix that, all I do is I just say fball dot particle emitter dot rate, and I set it to something like insanely big, like 9,999. Now when it spawns, I think the particles already like kind of look sick, so that's cool. Now the next step we want to do is we want to animate the ball, kind of just shooting out in front of us, and we want that to happen whenever this is done playing, right? So all I say is t1 dot completed connect function, and then we start with the script. Now the second tween, because we're going to create other tweens, the second tween we want to do, as I said, is a tween that just allows the ball to shoot out in front of us. So I just say well, ti2 is going to be tweeninfo.new, and I want it to last, I guess, 1.5 seconds. I want the easing style to be linear, and I want the easing direction to be out. Oops, I forgot to say local. Now my goal, so local goal 2 is for the position, so cframe.new to be the root.position plus the root.cframe.lookvector times, say, 200. So local tg2 is position, or not position, cframe equals goal2, and local t2 is tween service create fireball ti2 tg2 and t2 colon play. So I'm just going to show you guys what that does. Creating a fireball, whenever it stops increasing in size, it kind of just shoots out in front of us, so, or whatever we're looking. So, like, you know, I think that looks pretty cool. Now there is one thing that I like to say is that if I spawn it and then I look, you know, backwards, it's going to shoot out backwards, because that's where I'm looking at the point where, you know, well, just at the point where, you know, it's getting ready to shoot out. It kind of just gets where I'm looking at, and then that's its goal direction. Now you can change that. You can make it so that it only shoots out wherever we're looking at, when the exact moment we hit Q. Like, for example, you can change it so that if I click Q here and then I look behind, it still will only shoot out like in the you know, original direction where it's supposed to. But I think that this is better, just because kind of like gives you time to adjust your shot. So I'm just gonna keep it like this. Okay, if ever you do want it to like only shoot out in the original direction you're looking at, you can just ask me. I can tell you how to do it. It's just a simple change in lines of code. And I'm not going to be telling you guys how to like make your character stop moving until the whole animation is finished, because I guess that's kind of a hassle. So I'm not going to be doing that for now. But okay, that's it for the shooting out animation. Now, whenever the fireball is done moving, like whenever it stops moving, whenever it's got shot and out, I kind of want it to just like play this little exploding animation. And the exploding animation is literally just another 2 tween. It's 1 tween for the size and 1 tween for the transparency, and that's it. So we just say t2.completed connect function, and we want to create another 2 tweens. Okay, the first additional tween we want to create is going to be the size. So local ti3 is tweeninfo.new, and I guess I want the duration to be 1 second. I want the easing style to be quad, and I want the easing direction to be to be out. Now local goal 3 is going to be same thing as before, so x plus, but this time it's going to be a bigger number, and I'm going to put like 200, y plus 200, z plus 200, and make sure this is in a vector 3.new. So that's my goal. Local tg3 is going to be size equals to goal, size equals to goal, and then local t3, or sorry, goal 3, t3 is going to be tween service create fireball ti3 and then tg3, and then we want the t3 to play. And again, I'll show you guys what that looks like. I think this is the coolest part of making this fireball. It shoots out, and then when it starts moving, it kind of just does this little explosion thing, and I think that looks pretty fire. So okay, now we got the increasing explosion thing. Now let's work on the transparency, and that's going to be another tween. So local ti4 is tweeninfo.new, and we want it to be a bit quicker than the last one, so let's say 0.9. We want the easing style to be linear, and we want the easing direction to be out. And we don't have for this one, we don't have to say local goal 4 or whatever. We can literally just immediately go tg4, and that's because all we want is for the transparency to be equal to 1. That's our goal. And local t4 tween service create fireball ti4 tg4, and then finally t4 play. So now if we go and we shoot one, goes out in distance, explodes, and kind of fades out. If you shoot a bunch of them, I think this is the coolest part. Kind of does like this series of explosion, and I think it's pretty fire. Now there's still a couple of things left to do. The first thing is the fireballs don't actually get destroyed whenever they're like exploding. So if I walk up to one of them, I can literally just climb it because they still exist. To fix that, you just say t3.completed connect function, and then you want the fireball to get destroyed. And okay, that's it for that. So if we continue spamming it, now it won't have the lasting effects because the fireballs do get destroyed, so we can't climb it anymore. Okay, and the final thing I want to do is to just add a cooldown. You don't have to if you like the spamming, that's fine, but I am going to add a cooldown. So local db is true, and I'm just gonna select all of this, click tab to indent it, go down here and say if debounce then, and I won't forget the end here, and we want to set debounce to false immediately, and whenever the fireball is destroyed, we can set the debounce to true again. So if I hop in a game and I spam it, it won't work. I can only shoot it once again once the explosion is finished. So that's pretty much it for this video. I think it was pretty quick and simple, and honestly, the first time I learned this fireball, I was really happy because I thought I looked pretty sick. If you if you want to make like a game with abilities and stuff, I think that this is like a good, playground thing that you can try out. You can try it with multiple abilities. If you understand tween surfaces, you can basically animate any ability that you want. You can just let your mind go free. I just basically showed you the ropes if you didn't know anything about making like a cool little fireball ability. Now, as I've previously mentioned, I am going to be 100% working on damage and whatnot in future videos. So just stay tuned for that if you're interested. But for this video, this is pretty much it. I think that it looks pretty cool already. Alright, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want to talk, let me know. Join the Discord, like, whatever. So yeah, thank you guys. Bye.